But I would give the slight advantage to Stephano, as he has been
Oh,
playing quite well of late.
so you're the BattleNet choosing the favorite player?
Yeah, yeah, I'm that
All
guy.
right. Well, starting as the always green Protoss in the lower right corner of Ohana, we've got Grubby.
His opponent, pink, is always spawning up in the top left corner of Ohana. It is Mills Stephano as the
Not
pink sir.
Millennium
Oh no,
Stephano.
EG Stephano. My bad. I am quite sorry for that.
EG, it's not just, it's like EG Stephano
Yeah,
RC XYZ123.
Raid Call just being added as a title sponsor, so big shout out to them because they really support esports a lot. There's so much they do for the community, and it's awesome
Yeah,
to see players like that.
I know we should be giving sponsor shoutouts for people directly involved in the tournament today, but I gotta say I downloaded Raycall recently after checking out the EG channel, and the fact that they actually talk to people and it's kind of cool. It's not just like a channel that they have.
Yeah, yeah, check them out as well.
But of course, thanks to Ezio, Sapphire, AMD, and Logitech.
As well, they are DreamHack sponsors, providing all these awesome games, prize pool, and such.
I do. Oh, I can't. I almost let this. I almost forgot about this. I couldn't let it go when you said Logitech earlier, dude. I was rolling on the floor
Logitech?
laughing. You mispronounced it as Logitech. I don't remember how long ago it was, but Vera caught it too. And I was just like, no.
It was probably early. I woke up at 4 this morning, and it's 3 o'clock now.
Ooh. Forge going behind the mineral line right now
Yeah.
for Grubby.
I like this. This is most likely.
Oh, no starboard, sir. So hit Control N if you're not going to put it up.
Oh, I just need to put the screen region up. Give me 1 second, guys. Go, filler time.
Oh, Grubby flies in the game. Perfect for you, sir.
Yeah, indeed.
This is game one for those just joining us. Grubby Stephano, guys. You have not missed anything. This is literally the start of game one in what is sure to be an epic series.
Yeah. Alright, so trying to resize this right now.
Cursor changed to hair comb. All that Protoss hair gotta be brushed.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about, but we should be good. Alright. Yeah, I really like the Forge placement. If he does decide to be proactive in trying to deny Stephano a third base, it's going to be out of the Overlord vision, just momentarily. Obviously, it will eventually get into Grubby's main base to see what is up, but just gives him a little bit of extra time to work with. If not, we're most likely going to see a Nexus followed up by a pylon there on the low ground. I would say 9 times out of 10, I would kind of expect that transition here. Both players good to go. Getting this game underway for reals now. For realsies.
Yes, for the last time, guys, this is the start of game one. Grubby versus Stephano. As I see, we have a huge influx of viewers. Hopefully, you guys will love this game because I know I'm so excited about it.
Yeah.
We barely contain it. And both players going for their naturals first. We have the Overlord approaching the base here, much faster than the ones we saw earlier today, as we have the correct version of Ohana being played out.
Yeah, so Grubby's just going to play standard with this, dropping a Nexus. After that, immediately going for another pylon, and even rallying the scouting probe back to the base.
Yeah, I mean, it's Protoss. It's not even just Grubby. There's no reason not to have this perfect SimCity at the top of the ramp, get that expansion up early, and play very safe.
Yeah.
Especially when you count on someone like Stephano, he's going to take his hatchery early. It's Zerg. It's going to happen. And we actually see him poking around here to the third right now, looking about, trying to make sure there's no pylons anywhere to be found.
I'm
no
actually
shenanigans from Grubby.
quite interested that Grubby has yet to go for a probe scout on his opponent. Instead, playing really defensive in case there are any early Zerglings made. Just 2 coming out here for Stephano, looking around for any various proxies. I like that he's being active on the map. This is something that really sets apart top-tier pros from those just sitting around with their units in base, maybe at a watchtower.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is get caught off guard with a couple warp-ins, have all of a sudden your third or your natural just in peril from a couple of zealots.
Yeah. And we do have the third hatchery going down, by the way. I'm sure you guys could have seen that on the minimap. Meanwhile, double gas from Grubby. He does have a cybernetics core. I really like this placement. A lot of times recently, I don't know why, but in the games I've cast, cyber cores have been placed ridiculously far out from a Forge Fast Expand, and when you do that, roaches pick them off, and it makes for sad Protoss.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is have your Forge halfway through researching level 3 weapons and have it completely denied by being at the front of your base.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, on top of that too, you're gonna have two gateways eventually. Why not make the wall with much more, I guess, disposable buildings?
Yeah. And Warp Gate immediately starting. Grubby's saving up a little bit of Chrono Boost here, with the third gas relatively early and a fourth as well. So most likely we're gonna see either some really heavy 2-base play or Mortal Sentry expand, as it is Ohana. Both are viable. We have to see how many gates go down to confirm, really.
Two gases coming in for Stephano, just completed now, so we're going to see him put some drones in there and start choosing his tech path.
Yeah, even more drones coming out. He's actually delaying gas quite a fair amount, however, he now has it up. This is a very standard timing. We should see his Roach Warren coming down. Yeah, 6:30, this is ridiculously standard. If you guys want to learn how to play ZVP, this is a build that you can use on pretty much any map in the ladder pool if you play tournaments. Want to give it a shot?
Wait, 3 more gateways coming out of Grubby right now? Or, okay, it was 3, now 2.
Yeah.
Canceling 1 for that pylon.
Using the sentries to take down the rocks, most likely he's just going to go pretty sentry heavy, as well as get an expansion up. Actually getting a Twilight Council instead of Robotics Facility. I'm sure we'll see that Robo eventually though, as he is up for gas right now.
Yeah, sentry's ever so important in this matchup. I mean, if you have your sentries picked off, focus fire down by roaches, you're going to have no way to deny the Zerglings or the roaches from encroaching on your army. And we've seen so many times players just completely fall to a lack of sentries, or sentries that waste all their energy.
Yeah. Robotics now confirmed for Grubby, as we have 2 additional gases coming from Stephano. Mutas are pretty good tech choice on this map. The later timing is relatively standard, but something we could see going forward. +1 carapace is actually on the way. That'll really...
Oh, this is neat. Grubby going for that hallucination. I like that choice.
We should. We have fun things in store for you this match. Definitely. I'm kind of intrigued to see how he uses this.
Has encountered a Zergling. Oh no! Oh dear!
Wild Zergling appears. Grubby cannot take this, so...
Yeah, quite a few of his friends coming to back him up.
And Speed is finishing at a nice timing. He's going to be able to deny this third base a little bit. Grubby really doesn't have...
Zealot's in some trouble too.
All too many Zerglings on the map, or all too many Zealots on the map, and...
Oh, and taking down those rocks with this many Zerglings nearby.
Oh, very nice last second cancelled there by Grubby, however. On that pylon. Drone count right now, guys. 56 drones to the 52 probes of his opponent.
Actually, Stephano has exactly as many Zerglings as he does drones right now, 57 to 57. Whereas Grubby's sitting at home with 8 sentries, 4 Zealots. As long as he doesn't get caught out of position, pays attention to this wall, he really shouldn't have anything to fear though.
Oh.
There's a lot of energy for force fields.
The third going down does get cancelled. I don't know what Grubby was thinking with that. He saw the Zergling split over at his third base. An Immortal in production, a couple more Stalkers, but we'll give him the DPS. Needed to...
And that Phoenix hallucinated, getting a lot of scouting information on Stephano's base right now. Sees the infestation pit, does not see the macro hatchery, but I mean, it's Zerg, you're gonna have one eventually.
Meanwhile, Stephano's still positioning his Zerglings outside of this island here. The Observer does pick it up though, so knows 100% what's coming down. He also does see 5 gas geysers, so this will tune him in to Infestor Tech most likely being on the way. Macro Hatch coming down before 4th base. Interesting play here, considering he pretty sure that his opponent wanted to take a 3rd base.
Oh, and here we go, small engagement catching a lot of these Zerglings, but unfortunately at the cost of a few Stalkers on the front lines here.
Very nice force fields.
He needs to keep those sentries alive, which he does.
Yeah.
Losing only a couple Stalkers, but picks off over half of those Zerglings. Very nice.
This Phoenix does manage to scout the location of Grubby's or Stephano's 4th base. And I have seen occasional games now and then where this base over here is taken as a 4th base, and the opponent just completely fails to scout it, going in 10 minutes or so into a match from the time it went down. So it's a good bit of information here from Grubby. Wow, double expanding here from Stephano, going up to 5 base already. We do have the Templar Archives on the way, as well as a Spire for his opponent.
This is one of those few times he can really afford to do this, though, because he's seen Grubby's army. He knows Grubby wants to get that 3rd up, so he'll be sitting there protecting it for at least a minute or so while it gets up, while it's saturated. And I think it's actually pretty safe for him to take this 4th and 5th.
Yeah, definitely. We have Stephano continuing with upgrades, immediately getting +2 on the melee upgrades as well as carapace. Stephano moving his overlords out of the way, realizes it's a hallucination. Doesn't opt to spend all that much APM doing so anymore. Meanwhile, a lot of
huge swarm of Zerglings, yeah. I guess expecting a fourth, but not really finding one. Going to try to sneak in here, but there's still a lot of sentries here. And Grubby's forces are clumsy, doesn't have to worry about much. All these Zerglings will be picked off. It's just a question about denying scouting information at this point, which he does masterfully.
Yeah, picks off every single Zergling there. We do have pneumatized Carapace on the way.
And Stephano, I gotta say, it really feels like he's a bit behind on the creep spread. I mean, I know you're playing against Protoss, and they're gonna have an observer on the field, but just doesn't feel like he's got a lot for how long the game's been up.
Yeah. Protoss' job at this point is really to hit a timing, and I think that we're gonna see this with Storm and Charge completing, to try and hit before that Greater Spire completes. Otherwise, really want to get that fourth base up as soon as possible to gain additional gas. To allow you to get that Mothership, to allow you to get a couple of Archons in the mix.
Oh, Zerglings again going to try and get that run by. Not going to happen though. Grubby denying all the information that Stephano's trying to achieve.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness, 6 Templar are warped in. And they do have Storm researched and ready to go. So if Grubby can get a nice net on most of Stephano's units, they're going to get stormed down so quickly.
Oh, he's not only attacking with Charge Zealots here at fourth base of Stephano, he's also loading a Warp Prism with 4 Zealots into the main. We'll see if these are allowed to be effective or if the mass amount of Zerglings will be able to clean them up.
And he's actually going to hit the 5th too with the main bulk of his forces.
Yeah.
So Grubby doing a nice little split hit here. And this is really going to force Stephano to split his Zerglings. He can't really afford to just go back and forth.
Grubby
Subverting all of the Spine Crawlers that aren't even yet.
Seeing that there are no drones at the fourth.
And there's the Storm I was talking about, annihilating the Zerglings. Continuing to push up here. I don't see any feedbacks going off though on these infestors. And the bundles do clean up a lot of this army. Hallucinating a Colossus, I guess trying to draw some of the focus fire.
Storms of his own, cleaning up a few units. The Roaches actually dealt with the Zealots in the main. They were going for a Greater Spire, however were cleaned up before it dies. Immortals trying to get out of here with a couple kills.
Yeah,
and they do.
Right behind us.
Take out the
And of
hatchery.
course, everyone knows Archons are very scary units for Zerg to have to deal with.
That's true. But, I mean, Stephano's forces, he has 4 Broodlords morphing right now, 5 more Corruptors, his Infestor count is already pretty high, and this Spine Wall is really going to allow him to just sit back and continue to remax on these really, really gas-intensive units that are quite effective. Meanwhile, additional Zealots coming in here to the fourth base of Stephano will be picked off by the Roaches. And Stephano actually just splitting the Roaches between his bases. Another Warp Prism.
These Archons, though, out of position. There's not a lot of anti-air, though, just the Archons. Or sorry, the Broodlord's out of position. Feedback's going down on those Infestors, but there's no anti-air left to clean this up.
Yeah.
And Zealots will fall, forced to fall back here.
And there's no fourth base yet from Grubby. Things are just not looking good for him so far in this game.
Grubby's production just really far behind Stephano's right now. I mean, just look at the supply right now. That says it all. Granted, a lot of that is Zerglings, but still 200 versus 118.
I don't know how this Warp Prism has managed to stay alive with Queens focusing it. It seems every time I look in, we have Queens focusing this Warp Prism. And the Zealots are actually getting a fair amount of drone kills. Unfortunately, Stephano really doesn't care at this point. Continuing to attempt to max out on those really, really cost-effective units. Oh, Infestor's moving across the map, though.
Oh, that storm goes down on a lot of those Roaches.
The Zealots are trapped, however.
Oh no, and the Immortals on the front line actually tanking most of the damage.
Yeah.
Not really what we want to have happen as Broodlords move forward. We don't have Blink on these Sonic because either it's still researching guys, so Grubby doesn't really have a way to get under these Broodlords.
And deciding to remax on Zerglings, attempting to just go for it. This Warp Prism is really, really paid for itself, and Grubby even sending a couple Stalkers.
But it's still
Yeah.
I know he's got Corruptors on the field, or he had Corruptors, maybe more from all the Broodlords. But this poke definitely, you know, at the very least, this is buying Grubby time, which is exactly what he needs, because he's still behind at this point.
And finally pushing across the map with all of these Broodlords, as Grubby's harass has really been deterred. The Warp Prism finally falling.
Grubby's got a lot of Templar, but none of them quite have enough energy to storm.
So I think it's pretty nice Archon morph to save those 2 by Templar. However, as you said...
Yeah, Stephano just pushing up right now. Couple Zealots, really no match for the Swarm incoming. And Grubby unfortunately forced to make another Archon. No energy for Storms, what he really needs.
That's a good game.
It's the GG.